to follow up with that, many Africans, both young and old, say that the developed countries are holding Africa back from development. Now, I don't fully agree. I say the word fully because I do understand that, yes, some of the things that the developed countries are doing are not necessarily to our interest, but to their own interest. Okay? But
can you really blame them for that?
No, I don't. See, that's the point. I do not.
Right.
Okay? I do not. See, a lot of people think that those countries should be doing things that we want. Okay? That's not how the world works. Okay? They're doing the things the way they want it because it favors them. Yeah. But I do not believe that the things they are doing are the things that is actually holding us down.
You know,
like you said, we need to take leadership of ourselves, our communities, and our countries. That's my thinking. That's my own my thinking. What do you think?
It is true, right? I remembered something while you were speaking. There's an Igbo adage. I wish I could say it in Igbo. It will pass the message.
No,
more.
Say it in Igbo.
Okay,
then translate.
Okay, so an Igbo adage says, "Onye kpo obo ya mkpokoro."
Okay.
What it means is, when you call your backyard a dump stand, your neighbor will pour trash on it.
Woo!
That's an Igbo adage, an Igbo proverb, right? And that is the truth. The degree of value, the measure of value someone else will attach to you or your property or your stuff is actually the measure of value that you've conveyed to that person. So we could keep saying that Western nations are using us well.
Now China.
Well, it's
very soon India.
Because we are very usable, right? If we are not usable, they wouldn't use us, right? But I always believe in the concept of win-win conversations, win-win negotiations, win-win deals, win-win. There's always a win-win approach to it.
Yeah.
The abundance mentality that Stephen Covey talks about, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, is something that I love and I practice. The truth is, we are at a point where we need foreign help. Not for the things we think we need their help for. Not for loans, not for taking our people and educating them and keeping them in their countries and not letting them come back. Not for those kind of things. We actually need their help because they've gone steps ahead of us. We need to see what they are doing and learn from them. We can't deny that fact, right? But we need to come up to that point where we are responsible for our growth and development. At the best, what we're having from other people is help, right? We're not selling ourselves to them in exchange for that help. And it boils down to the people we have in leadership positions. They need to understand the power of our value. We know we have a lot of things we've gotten wrong before now, but we can start getting things right. We need to understand that we have our values. We have things that favor us. We have qualities that we can actually exchange. If you say you want to take our this, we should be able to tell you, well, we are going to allow you to do this if you are going to do this for us. It has to be a win-win negotiation because they need you. If they don't need you, they won't come to you.
Exactly.
And the fact that they need you, you should be able to leverage on the premise of that knowledge and exchange it for something good for yourself.
Economics.
Exactly. So we can't keep relying on the things that has happened some 50 years, 60 years, 70 years ago and bind ourselves by ourselves saying that they did. who are the people that are even holding you? The systems that make up this bondage, in quotes, were created by humans, most of whom are dead. And here we are trying to allow ourselves remain in the shackles of that bondage. No. And the truth is that this bondage started in our minds. As soon as we can start breaking off those bondages in our minds, the better for us. I mean, for young people, so that when they get into places of leadership, they will be able to negotiate right. Yeah, because it's a matter of negotiation. You come to the table and you are able to talk things out. This is the way things are, and we understand it, right? I was listening to a certain African leader. I don't remember whom exactly it was. It was a government setting. They were foreigners, probably people who are investing in the country.
I hope you're going to say, yeah. Okay, go on.
Yeah, those who are investing in the country, right? So they were talking about, so seems like I'm paraphrasing now, but the message I'm trying to pass is actually the same thing as what I watched in that video. So it's like an aid, right? So they are trying to bring an aid to the country.
Yeah.
And in the process of bringing that aid, they are going to be harvesting certain things, and they're going to be taking it outside of that country and then process it and bring it back to that country and sell it in as a matter, or as a concept of that agreement for that aid. And I heard their leader in that setting, in that forum, arguing with them. He said, no, I don't think I want something like this for my people. You said you're bringing an aid for us. And for instance, mangoes and oranges, you are harvesting our mangoes and oranges, and you are taking them outside of our country, you process them, and you bring it back to our country to sell to us. You are not actually helping us. So if you are providing aid for us, let it be holistic. Bring your factories down, bring your machineries down, right? Set them up here, train our people, let them know how to harvest oranges and process them. And we can use those oranges for our uses. Then we can sell it within ourselves as well. If you want some oranges, we could give you some oranges, but don't come, take our oranges, go process, bring back. When you live here at the end of this aid contract, we can't process oranges. We don't know how to harvest them. We don't know how to get the juices. It does not make sense. Now, that was the conversation that transpired in that setting. And I'm very sure it pulled through. Imagine if it were a leader who did not understand the value of his people and who did not know the power of negotiation. What would that leader have done? Oh, thank you. You are bringing an aid for us. Oh, it's fine.
and,
right?
And that's been what has been going on in Africa for a long time.
Exactly. So because we're discussing on a platform where there are young people listening, this is the approach I'm taking, right? Educating on understanding value and the power of negotiation, right? Very key. But if we are talking to the people who are already in positions right now, we'll have to take a diplomatic approach.
Yes.
Right? To educate these people, to let them understand how we can actually leverage, because I know there are a lot of indices at play here. There is debt. We have a debt backlog.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things. There are a lot of economic indices that are, considered before decisions of this nature get, carried out. But there's always a caveat. I am very sure there's always a caveat where we can bring in this concept and practice it for the good of our people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, thanks, man.